Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
But who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our content genius, Michael Howard Rivers, who's right behind the camera as we speak. That's where I get all my guidance from. That's where I get all my love from. Gotta love Michael Rivers. Okay, today we're going to react to Andrew Tate. As you all know, Andrew Tate is in custody, basically. He's on home confinement in Romania. And he's going to come up on his trial pretty soon. And so they just appealed another judge's order to try to get him out, get rid of the home monitoring. And it was denied. Before we get to that, I want to tell you a little story. My grandmother, she lives in my basement, and she actually does a lot of meth. And she was arrested, about 6 weeks ago. And, well, Grandma, she was in custody and in another state. And so she had to get a lawyer. And guess what I had to do? I had to call a lawyer for her. And I'm not going to go to that state, because Grandma's got problem after problem after problem, and it's constant with her. So I did hire a lawyer for her. I went to esign.com. If you download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month. Grandma now has the best of the best lawyer, but she's in with the cartel. So I don't know what's going to happen with Grandma. But guess what? Because of eSign, she was able to get out on bond. So eSign.com, it's a very effective way to remotely do business. We eSign the bond for her. We eSign the retainer agreement. And actually, I'm kidding. My grandma is dead. But if I did have a grandma and she was a meth addict, she could eSign a retainer very easily. I use it all the time when somebody can't sign a retainer in person, or it's just more convenient for them to remotely sign a document. You can use power of attorney or any kind of agreement, business agreement, any kind of document that requires a signature, esign.com, because if it's not eSign, no one signs. All right, let's get back to the task at hand here. Now, Andrew Tate is innocent, right? He's innocent. Well, one of the things that we got is the transcribed order of the court, and it's like 88 pages long. It is really remarkable when you read the reasoning of the court, and embedded in this document is also a lot of text messages or WhatsApp messages. So let's just kind of go through some of these. Now, sex trafficking can be caused by, conduct that is either force, fraud, or coercion. And the big one here is fraud. It was shown the fact that the injured person, UA, and in this, they take the last name first and then the first name second. So UA, her initials are actually, we would put him as AU, but she was recruited by the defendant, TA, Andrew Tate, by misrepresenting the intention to establish a relationship of marriage or cohabitation and the existence of false feelings towards the injured person also result from the conversations. So you're enticing somebody to come and you make promises of marriage, promises of you'll be mine, blah, 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 blah. That is a form of fraud, and it's a form of manipulation. And it's one thing if it's just, I don't know how to put it. If it's just normal, it just didn't work out. But that isn't what we have here. So let's just read the manipulation that we're talking about. You must understand, this is from Andrew Tate, and it's identified as E. You must understand that once you are mine, you will be mine always. A woman never leaves her man. I will be the last man in your life. See how those they're very absolute. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you and bring you to Bucharest? And then she says, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. So they're vulnerable to begin with because they want to be next to this greatness, right? First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me. So you see how this manipulation is? And these are much younger women. And then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. That's what she says. You can be loving enough to be a wife, to always be near me wherever I go, talk to 0 men besides me, ride or die. You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You are mine. Don't forget that, and act like it. We will be together soon. First of all, ladies, any guy that talks to you like this, they need to be flushed down the toilet. What do you mean? I act like one. You should know what that means. To be a good wife. I have said many times that you should live in Romania, and you have comment ignored, whatever that means. Okay, I'm coming with you, girl. That's my girl. Give me a few hours to make a serious plan. She says, baby, but can I trust you? Yes, you can. You will move to Romania with me. Plan when I get there. All right. So the court says at some point the injured person, UA or AU, saw several videos on the YouTube platform in which the defendant talks about what he does and from which his approach to women results, and asked the defendant questions about these aspects. Now, this is important because this is where he kind of, has to kind of cover up what he's doing, right? Because this isn't just all open and above board. And anybody that follows him, any of you young guys who have paid money to Andrew Tate, listen to how he talks about you guys. He says right off the bat, you're not stupid, and you probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I really do. Webcam, she says. For a long time, I did this with a team of girls who worked on video chat. The company was fake. Yes, but that's how I wash my dirty money. After that, men started to be jealous and started asking how I can start a video chat business. They will never do this because they are losers. They're losers. But they like the idea. So I started charging men to teach them. Dudes, he's full of shit. He's 100% full of shit. And these are text messages between he and you or UA. But they like the idea. So I started charging men to teach them. That's what those videos are about. It's all a cover. You understand? Now it goes deeper. Some of the girls worked for me. I used them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents. So there's 2 things going on here. Number one, he's got the illegal activity, whatever it happens to be, whether it's money laundering, selling drugs, or whatever. And then he's also defrauding these women out of half of their earnings. Then we also have him defrauding this person, among others. This is not the only person talking like this. And then he tells her, I will never do that with you. But I need those girls for work. Sometimes money stuff, when I said earlier, I need a woman to not hide things from. That's what I meant. And so now he's bringing her into the fold. I can trust you. You're my confidant. If you know the girls, I want you to be really cool with them. You are on my team to help me. You don't need details of any of this. What I want to do is trust me and do as I say. So right there, you've got an admission, and you've got one of 2 things. Either he's lying. If he's telling the truth, then he's admitting to criminal conduct right there, and it goes on. But if he's not telling the truth, then he's defrauding her. So either way, that can be used against him. So let's go to her being deceived about what is going on, and because she was going to live with him, they were going to get a house together, an apartment or whatever. And the statement of the injured person, UA, was corroborated with the resulting aspects from conversations. I'm in the house with the girls who work for G. AI said I will stay with G. And she says, I feel a little weird. And G said, you're probably coming in 5 days. It's too much. I wish you would have told me things are the way they are. So, no. I wish you'd tell me things like they are so I know what's going on. So, I mean, that's saying she doesn't know what's going on. In other words, it's not as you said. What exactly do these girls do? I thought I was coming and we would be together. I understand that that things happen, but you have to talk to me and tell me so that I don't feel weird weird then. And then he says, you don't have to feel weird. I come home as fast as I can. You know I work. Baby, what are these girls doing anyway? I feel stupid not knowing. I should know so I can talk to them and not say something stupid or offend them in any way. And he says, OnlyFans. So they undress and stuff, and then he kind of goes on to, minimize what they're doing, but we all know what that is. So then she goes on to say, I want to know why you brought me here to this house. If you respected me, you'd ask me first if I was okay with this. I thought I would come here and live with you. See, I mean, it's just completely opposite of what... It's a little weird for me to have to hang out with these girls who work for you, especially since you had a thing with one of them. You told me there was nothing between you two, and you take of her like a brother. She's in love with him, and she says, I love you. Aren't you safe? What the... I wanted you to leave London because of the way you behaved there. So what we have here is Andrew Tate admitting in these messages that he's engaged in illegal activity. We see the bait and switch that, come to Romania and I will be your man and we'll live together in peace and harmony. And we don't have any of that. But then it goes even a step further. Then the court... So what I'm reading to you is this is in the court's order. And they talk about what's relevant here. B asked me if I wanted to go live with her on TikTok. What did you say? And Andrew Tate says, why not? What is it? It's just TikTok. Do it. It's simple. Yes? And she says, yes. Cool. Okay, we'll see. And then he says, you need a Russian name. And I see her bouncy breasts and cute smile on TikTok. Baby, why did she ask me if I wanted to make a fake TikTok account? And then she says, I don't want to work for her. I don't. What? Yesterday she came home and asked if I wanted to go live with B again, and told her I could come in for support. Not like that. So the issue here is not just that she's not capable of making a decision, but she's recruited, she's deceived, and now she's sort of trapped, right? He goes on to promise her a house and a life with him, basically. It's a slow burn, right? Because he's promising her all this stuff, and then it slowly changes. You can do TikTok, and we can put it on some girls together and get help with my business. OnlyFans only if you want to do it. I will never ask you. And then she says, I heard you are the one running the girl business. And she says, OnlyFans and TikTok. T and G are, but I lead them. And then we talk a little bit. I need you in my team to do what G tells you. So, but then you read in the court's order just a little bit further, and I know this is getting kind of a little bit tedious, but this all kind of makes sense in the end when we wrap this up. The circumstances that the injured person was not allowed to leave that house unaccompanied also resulted from her conversations with the defendant, Andrew Tate, through the WhatsApp application. So this is from the injured person, AU. We had breakfast and we talked with my sister. I just talked to Y, and she told me that there was something between you two. I want to do my exercises, send some emails, read the Bible, and maybe go to town later. And A, what are you doing? And E says, well, E is Andrew Tate. Yes, go to town only with someone else, not alone. And he says, I'm still working. I try to get home as fast as I can. Girls don't go to town alone when they are married, which is BS. This is just another way to control her. And AU says, tomorrow we might go to the botanical garden with the girls from Ukraine. And he says, who we? It's also Women's Day. Who we? Me and them. The two girls. No, I'll go with you. I'll go with you, B, Jasmine, or Geo. I don't trust those. And he says, I don't trust those Ukrainian women. So he's really dictating who she can go with. Don't go anywhere without any one of the three. And she said, and Geo, that Georgiana, she's the one that's controlling everything, and she's his right hand, and she's the one that really she needs to be under that control, so she doesn't either abscond or tell anybody anything else. Then she says, "Why are you so cold to me?" He says, "No, go out alone. Don't go out alone without telling me. Of the mall, supermarket, nowhere. From now on. I told you I want to go alone. This is the last warning." So later on, and then there's a comment about Tristan. She stated that she's very afraid of the defendants, TT and AT. They threatened to publish her real name, her parents' name, the phone number she uses, because they have done this before and will do it again. So we're gonna publish on a YouTube post so that you can kind of take a look at the document. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, I've only gone through a few pages. This order is 88 pages long. And if you don't think for 1 minute that there isn't a shit ton of evidence against Andrew Tate, you're sadly mistaken. If you're one of the losers that he calls losers, in your Cheeto-stained underwear in your parents' basement, wake up. Absolutely wake up and realize that this guy doesn't give a flying fuck about anybody else but himself. Period. End of story. And when he says, we're innocent, you've got it right here. You got admissions, and there's more admissions. So we'll continue to peruse through this. But I wanted to just give you guys, and you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, but if I were his lawyer, I would certainly be looking at this like thinking we're kind of got a mountain to climb. He's got a huge mountain to climb in this, and there's a lot of evidence that's damning on him. A lot. And it bothers me, and this always bothered me from the very beginning, that, this duplicitous nature of him, I'm this guy, and he's really having contempt for his own people. And all this was just a cover for other illegal activity. So, and you have these girls being trafficked. There's no question in my mind that these girls are being trafficked. Force, fraud, or coercion. And so he's looking at a boatload of prison time, not to mention all the other crimes like money laundering, tax evasion, and drugs if he was selling drugs. And my guess is he probably was. And he talks about the underworld connections that he has. And so this is just our little reaction to Andrew Tate and the court order coming from his appeal. And it's 88 pages long. So you take a look at it and try to show me where I'm wrong, because I'm not. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers. Make sure you sign up for Patreon, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, police is at my goal.